Unbent, unbowed, but perhaps broken. Over the years, the British Royal Navy weathered everything from budget cuts to rising global tensions. But the last decade tells a different story. With a fleet of cutting-edge submarines and soothing upticks, the once unbeatable Navy has found new promise. But how exactly has the Royal Navy managed to overcome these challenges? Join us as we are diving into the submarines that are shaping a new era for Britain's maritime power. For much of history, the British Royal Navy has been a symbol of maritime supremacy, not just for its cutting-edge technology, but also for its well-seasoned pedigree of daring exploits. Throughout the 20th century, she played decisive roles in major conflicts, from World Wars to Cold War-era skirmishes, and these vessels in her fleet were the stuff of legends. Remember the HMS Warspite, Venturer, and the Conqueror? Each of these submarines left their mark on maritime history, especially the latter, which famously sunk the Argentine cruiser General Belgrano during the Falklands War. Combining stealth with precision and lethal firepower, Royal Navy submarines have long sat at the pinnacle of sea warfare. However, by the 2010 to 2020 period, the Royal Navy found itself in significantly different waters. Gone were the days of frequent large-scale naval battles. Such were replaced by subtler challenges, like regional skirmishes. Besides, even Tom, Dick, and Harry know they've been overthrown by the US Navy in terms of being the best. Adjusting to this calmer era, the Royal Navy shifted its focus from traditional warfare to address other emerging threats beyond the maritime world. Her fleets, a constant presence in the sea, safeguarded global trade routes, counter piracy, and maintained Britain's nuclear deterrent. But don't take this to mean they've forgotten the way of gunpowder, though. The Astute-class submarines, as you'll soon learn, are actually some of the most advanced attack submarines in the world. Want a little spoiler? Subs in this class have incredible stealth capabilities and advanced Tomahawk cruise missiles, allowing them to strike targets on land with pinpoint accuracy. It's also worth adding that the Royal Navy played a key role in NATO's intervention in Liberia against Gaddafi's forces, and also operated extensively in the Persian Gulf amidst rising tensions with Iran. By the end of the decade, the Royal Navy had not only modernized its fleet, but also adapted to all kinds of geopolitical landscapes. Here are some of the best submarines that aided this quest. Starting off, we have the HMS Vengeance, the fourth and final submarine of the Vanguard class. Built to be a cornerstone of the UK's nuclear deterrence strategy, could such a vessel be anything less than extraordinary? At nearly 150 meters in length and a submerged displacement of 15,900 tons, Vengeance is a behemoth of both stealth and strength. But it's her propulsion system that really shines in our opinion. Her Rolls-Royce PWR-2 nuclear reactor ensures she can operate for extended periods, with speeds greater than 25 knots underwater. Her only limitation stems from the endurance of her crew and the need for resupply. Though, to be fair, this is more of a human problem. Moving on, at the heart of Vengeance's power lies her 16 missile tubes, each capable of housing a Lockheed Trident II D5 submarine-launched ballistic missile. Each of them can travel over 7,000 miles and strike faraway targets with devastating precision. For defense, Vengeance houses 4 21-inch torpedo tubes that launch Spearfish heavyweight torpedoes. These torpedoes are designed for anti-submarine and anti-ship warfare and are capable of traveling at speeds of up to 80 knots while delivering a 300-kilogram warhead. Like that wasn't enough, Spearfish torpedoes are also guided by advanced sonar systems and can engage targets even in highly complex underwater environments. Speaking of advanced sonar systems, did you know that Vengeance is outfitted with advanced electronic warfare systems and decoys to counter potential threats? Yep, she actually carries Type 2066 and Type 2071 torpedo decoys, launched from SSE Mark X systems, which are critical for evading enemy torpedoes. Her RESM Recal UAP passive intercept system further enhances her ability to detect and neutralize incoming threats before they become critical. But alas, not even cutting-edge technologies are immune to setbacks. On March 31, 2011, during a training exercise, HMS Vengeance experienced a propulsion blockage that reduced its propulsion capabilities. Though the submarine returned to Fastlane Naval Base on the surface, the Ministry of Defense confirmed that the issue was not related to the nuclear systems. Thankfully, she's still going strong, In March 2024, Vengeance completed a 201-day deployment, the second longest in Royal Navy history. But hey, before we talk about the next vessel on the list, here's a little Vengeance trivia for you. One of the most haunting and fascinating aspects of Vengeance's mission is the unopened letters of last resort she carries. Written by the British Prime Minister, these letters provide sealed instructions for the crew in the event of a catastrophic national disaster or nuclear strike on the UK. The instructions are identical to those carried aboard the other 3 Vanguard-class submarines. Up next, we have the HMS Trenchant. Like all submarines under the Trafalgar class, the Trenchant features a double-hulled construction with a focus on hydrodynamic efficiency and stealth. Using a mix of high-strength steel and specialized coatings, the streamlined shape enhances speed, ensures durability, and minimizes acoustic signatures. This made the Trenchant one of the most ideal Royal Navy submarines for stealthy roles over the past decade. Juicing this 85.4-meter submarine is a Rolls-Royce PWR-1 nuclear reactor, delivering virtually unlimited range. And just like Vengeance, only restricted by onboard food and crew endurance. A pump jet propulsor also helps to reduce noise compared to traditional propellers. Add that to its submerged speed of over 30 knots, and you've got a really amazing submarine. But wait, there's more. HMS Trenchant was armed with 5 21-inch torpedo tubes capable of deploying Tomahawk Block 4 cruise missiles, and yes, Spearfish heavyweight torpedoes. Interestingly, Trenchant was the first Royal Navy submarine to successfully fire a Tomahawk Block 4 missile in a live trial way back in 2007. Lest we forget, Trenchant is outfitted with Type 2066 and Type 2071 torpedo decoys. So while she isn't as defensively boosted as Vengeance, it makes a lot of sense given her role as a classic stealth long-range sub. If we were to pick a single, most remarkable achievement from the Trenchant's operational history, it'd have to be her 335-day patrol in 2013. Covering over 38 nautical miles across the Middle East, Mediterranean, and Indian Ocean, it was the longest ever by a Royal Navy SSN. As far as cons come, the only thing to mention is the Trenchant's aging system. By the 2010s, some of Trenchant's technology was outpaced by newer submarine classes like the Astute. She was finally decommissioned in 2022. This brings us to the HMS Astute S119, the lead submarine of the Royal Navy's Astute class. Designed as a successor to the Trafalgar class, Astute not only offered enhanced capabilities for both offensive and defensive operations, but also set a new standard for underwater warfare. Right off the bat, Astute is about 50% larger than its Trafalgar class predecessors, with a displacement of up to 7,800 tons submerged. Its extended length of 97 meters also accommodates more advanced systems while reducing crew size to improve operational efficiency. Plus, it also maintained a hydrodynamic hull shape, characteristic of the Trenchant, with specialized anechoic coatings to further minimize noise. And oh, the sub's Rolls-Royce PWR-2 nuclear reactor ensures a service life without refueling, significantly reducing logistical demands. Powering a suite of MTU diesel generators and advanced propulsion systems, the nuclear reactor actually juices the Astute for sustained underwater speeds of over 30 knots. The only con in this department is, again, a limitation to resurfacing for food supplies, as it could remain submerged for up to 90 days. Its ability to purify water and air ensures the submarine can circumnavigate the globe without surfacing. Armament-wise, the Astute is most definitely no slouch. Her 6-inch 21-inch torpedo tubes can deploy up to 38 weapons, including Spearfish heavyweight torpedoes and Tomahawk Block 4 cruise missiles. While the former provides formidable anti-submarine and anti-ship capabilities, the latter enables precise, long-range strikes against land targets. That being said, it's pretty expensive. Each missile is said to cost £870,000, or in excess of $1.1 million. Despite early technical setbacks, such as a serious leak and material discrepancies, most, if not all, of the first-class issues found in the Astute have been addressed over the years, though it's kind of expected given it's the poster boy for the Royal Navy submarine lineup. Launched on June 8, 2007 by the Duchess of Cornwall, 43 months behind schedule, her builders, BAE Systems, described the Astute as the largest and most able attack submarine that the Royal Navy has operated, with a performance to rival any in the world. Would you even blame them? In February 2012, Astute participated in war games with the USS New Mexico at AUTEC. Observed by senior naval leaders from the UK and US, the submarine's performance exceeded all expectations, most notably the US Navy. So far, there have been a couple of submarines under the Astute class, but the most recent is none other than the HMS Agincourt, also known as Astute Boat 7, given it's the 7th in her class. She is currently under construction and is expected to be in service in 2026. But similar to her predecessors, HMS Agincourt will be powered by a PWR nuclear reactor that eliminates the need for refueling during her 25-year service life. With the ability to replenish air and purify water while submerged, she will also be capable of circumnavigating the globe without surfacing. Her primary constraint will be the 3-month food supply for the 98 crew members, though. In terms of weapons, the Agincourt will feature 6 21-inch torpedo tubes and accommodate up to 38 weapons. She will also have the capacity to deploy Tomahawk Block 4 land attack missiles with a 1,000-mile range, as well as Spearfish heavyweight torpedoes. Cons? Apart from the refueling constraint, it's hard to say for now. However, she's very expensive. The Agincourt costs about £1.6 billion, or in excess of $2 billion. Her advanced technology and armament will make the submarine an expensive asset to build and maintain. Interestingly, in September 2021, the Ministry of Defense announced a £170 million investment for the successor of the Astute-class submarines, with £85 million contracts awarded to BAE Systems and Rolls-Royce. It was revealed that the new submarine would be a joint project between the UK, Australia, and the US, aiming to replace the Astute class in the Royal Navy by the late 2030s. Why, you wonder? Well, because the fall of the Royal Navy is a serious problem for allies like the United States. Historically, the Royal Navy has been the US Navy's closest partner, working together against numerous adversaries. So, any weakening of the Royal Navy would also erode Washington's naval power. Today, the Royal Navy is a shadow of its former self, suffering from significant budget cuts that have reduced the number of ships, planes, and personnel. The National Audit Office, NAO, has repeatedly labeled the Ministry of Defense's equipment plan as unaffordable, with the Royal Navy facing the largest shortfall of £4.3 billion from 2020 to 2030. To address this, Prime Minister Boris Johnson pledged £16.5 billion over 4 years in November 2020 to stabilize the defense budget and fund new initiatives like space, cyber, and research. A new Type 32 frigate was also announced, with 5 ships expected to enter service in the early 2030s, though details remain unclear. In March 2023, an additional £5 billion was allocated for ammunition stocks, nuclear modernization, and the AUKUS submarine program. However, in December 2023, the NAO again called the 2023 to 2033 defense plan unaffordable, with costs for the Navy raising by 41%, or £16.4 billion. Though Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and the Labour Party both committed to increasing defense spending to 2.5% of GDP, estimated around £81 billion by 2030, a spending review in 2024 may adjust funding. But hey, despite the challenges faced by the British Navy in recent years, there is ample reason for optimism about its future. The introduction of advanced vessels like the Astute class, along with continuous investments in cutting-edge technology, will ensure the Royal Navy remains at the forefront of maritime warfare moving forward. Additionally, the Royal Navy will benefit from new advancements in maritime security systems and shipbuilding programs with her allies, like that of the Agincourt. So yeah, there are a lot of things to be excited about. What do you think, though? Will the Royal Navy ever get back to the place she was meant to be? If you enjoyed learning about this interesting decade in Britain's Royal Navy history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. But why stop here? Explore our channel for more intriguing exposés into naval history and technology. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.